movies, films, flicks, motion pictures, picture shows, features. What do all these words have in common? That's right, they're all movie words. If you've ever been on the internet, you know that there are lots of people out there that rate/review movies. Whether it's Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, IMDb, or even Common Sense Media, critics are going to review movies. However, because of the vast amount of reviews, it's hard for all of us to be able to read/understand all of them. With that being said, I pose the question, how do we perfectly review a movie and give it its correct rating? Well, it's quite simple. In my spare time, I've created an equation that completely solves this problem. And the best part is this equation is very, very simple and anyone can use it. So to show you how the equation works, I'm going to go through every step so that you will be able to review movies perfectly like I have. The movie I will be using as an example is one of the best water movies ever made, Aquaman. Let's get started. The first step is taking the Rotten Tomatoes score and adding it to the Metacritic score. The Rotten Tomatoes score is a 64 and the Metacritic score is a 55, which gives us 119. We then take this number and multiply it by 3. I'm multiplying it by 3 because there have only been 3 good movies ever made. All Dogs Go to Heaven 1, All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, and an All Dogs Christmas Carol. If you don't remember this last film in the All Dogs series, it's the one that they don't go to heaven but instead go to a Christmas Carol. Once we multiply 119 by 3, it gives us a grand total of 357. With this score now set, we move over to IMDb. Now IMDb is very, very complicated. The main reason why is that their scores are just really, really low. Surprisingly enough, not a single movie on IMDb has reached the score of 100, which is crazy. The highest rated movie they have is a 9.3%. which means that they're just very critical of film. To adjust to their criticisms, we will be using Common Sense Media to balance out IMDb. This is when the equation starts to get a little bit more complicated, so please pay attention carefully. Common Sense Media scoring has a section that has specific categories that many parents deem inappropriate. We take all of these and we count up the green dots. There are 16 in all for Aquaman. After you've done this, you need to go up and see what the kids say. You always ignore the parents and what Common Sense Media says because kids are always right. The best part of this website is we don't even have to add the plus sign to our rating. It's as if Common Sense Media knows that we're looking for the true score. We add up these and it gives us 26. After this, we head back over to IMDb. Aquaman's score here is a 7.5. Because I don't want to deal with decimals, I will go ahead and round it up to 10. I would do this with any movie on IMDb though. Just always round it up to 10. Now we take our 26 from Common Sense Media and 10 from IMDb and multiply them together. This gives us 260. After we've used all the reviewing websites, it's time to go on YouTube and gather information from the biggest review channels. Without a doubt, the 2 biggest movie review channels on all of YouTube are Chris Stuckman and Jeremyjahns. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And then you proceed to ask, Digital Rewind, how in the world are you going to convert these reviewers' scores to numbers? Don't worry about it. It's actually really, really easy. Jeremy's rating system centers around having a certain phrase that he uses to describe the movie. We need to ignore these phrases altogether because they aren't Jeremy's true rating. On the contrary, his rating is hidden within his video through his jump cuts. There are a total of 92 jump cuts in Jeremy's video. This is his true rating. For Chris, we gotta look in the background. If the review has a Nintendo 64 in the background, it automatically gets a 64 from Chris. However, if there is no N64 in the background, the movie automatically gets a negative 64. That's it. If by the off chance that you're possibly trying to find a score for a movie and neither of these two have reviewed it, just use both the review of Ted 2 as a placeholder. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and add our 2 scores. Jeremy had a total of 92 jump cuts in his video, and there was an N64 in the background of Chris's video, which gives us a grand total of 156. So we now have 3 numbers: 357, 260, and 156. First things first, we subtract 357 by 260. That gives us 97. We then add 156 to 97. This gives us 253. You may think this is our final number, but we're not quite there yet. We have a few housekeeping items to attend to. If the film has a director, writer, and/or producer, it's a negative 30 points. If any of the cast has the letter A in their name, it's negative 40 points. If it costs more than $10 to make the movie, it's negative 80 points. If the movie has an episode of CinemaSins on it, it's negative 40 points. However, even if the movie doesn't have one, go ahead and subtract negative 40 because you know no movie is without sins. And finally, because I've been pretty rough on the housekeeping, if the movie has William Dafoe in it, I'll grant it 1 bonus point. So that gives Aquaman, drumroll please, the grand total of 64%.